Hello everyone and welcome back to Freedom Through Confidence. My name is Ben, and in this video today I'm going to be sharing with you how to be less envious of other people. Now, envy is one of those emotions that, again, all of us have, and all of us will go through this at some point in our lives, and that is absolutely okay. It is, as I said, just one of those things. But as with any of our emotions, if first of all we don't understand it, then we can't accept it. And if we can't accept it and really integrate it into ourselves and know that it's just a part of us that's there, it's perfectly natural, then we are denying an aspect of ourselves, and this prevents us from living authentically and confidently. So I'm going to be giving you a very simple guide to understanding your envy and then getting a greater level of control over it as well. So just to clarify quickly the difference between envy and jealousy, because I know there's always some confusion, and even I was a little bit confused. I had to look up the definition of it before this video just to make sure I was talking about the right thing, because they are very, very similar. It is just kind of the direction in which it goes. So the best way for me to explain this is if my next door neighbor had a Lamborghini Aventador and I wanted the Lamborghini Aventador, that is me being envious of him. Now, where it would become jealousy is if he were to invite my girlfriend to go for a ride in his Lamborghini Aventador and they didn't come back for like 3 hours. That would be jealousy. So hopefully that's basically the simplest way that I can explain the difference between envy and jealousy. I hope that that is more easily understood. Envy is you wanting something that someone else has, whereas jealousy is the feeling that somebody is trying to take what you have away from you. And the truth about envy is that it reflects a desire within you that you might not be coming to terms with. It's something that you might not be addressing within yourself. And I know that it is super basic psychology to say that if you are envious of someone, it's because you secretly wish that you were them or that you had what they had. But realistically speaking, that is what envy is. It's wanting what someone else has and almost feeling angry and put down because you don't have the exact same circumstances as they do, and you don't have the same set of privileges and life circumstances as them. And when you can start to approach the emotion of envy with more understanding and love, and most importantly acceptance, then you will actually realize that your envy can very much be a powerful motivating tool, and that's the reframe that I want to give you in this video today. Again, as with any other emotion, it is perfectly fine to feel it. It's natural because we all have it. So let's talk about how we can use envy in a more positive way. So as we've already discussed, your envy reflects a desire that you have that is not currently being addressed or is not currently being met in one way or another. You see your neighbor's supercar or their really nice house or their really attractive spouse, or their you see your colleague's salary compared to yours, or you see maybe something as simple as you have a simple ham sandwich for lunch and someone has a delicious home-cooked curry. Whatever it is reflecting a desire within you that you haven't addressed or you might not have fully met in some kind of way. So the simplest way that realistically you could reframe the feeling of envy is to let it aid you in goal setting behavior. And I know that there's already going to be some people saying, well, you can't really use such a negative emotion to motivate you towards achieving your goals. And to that I would say that realistically speaking, there are no positive or negative emotions. These are just meanings that we have applied to them. And if you always see your anger or your envy or your jealousy as a negative emotion, then you're missing out on a great tool that you can use. Some of the most motivational times I've had in my life were times that I was able to tap into things like envy and anger to drive me towards achieving a goal. So anything that we add on to our emotions, seeing them either as negative or positive, that comes from us. That doesn't come from the emotions itself. That is our meaning that we are applying onto it, and in doing so we're actually diluting some of the power that we could potentially get from our emotions. Our emotions are incredibly powerful, and by only seeing them in one light, we are actually denying ourselves a very, very useful tool in the process of self-improvement. So you see, I'm just going to stick with the neighbor has a Lamborghini metaphor throughout this video. If you see that Lamborghini and you feel envious towards it, then perhaps it is because you want, maybe not necessarily that car, but you want the ability to go out and just make a purchase, or you want to have the buying power to go out and buy the car that you actually want. Or it might not even be just going out and buying the car, it might be going out and buying something smaller or something that's more meaningful to you, as the car likely is to your neighbor. And you can sit down with yourself and really introspect and find out exactly what that thing is, or at least get yourself a ballpark figure of what desire is it that you actually want. And at first there'll be some kind of probably crazy desire that you have. Oh, I want to have enough money to buy a Lamborghini every single day, and then crash it at the end of the day, and then get another one and have that for tomorrow. And that's just, you know, that's just your mind a little bit out of control. Once you've brought your focus onto the actual desire, you might find that it's something much, much simpler, like, I want to have the money to be able to make an impulsive purchase that I know would be meaningful to me in some kind of way. Probably buying a Lamborghini every single day is an unrealistic financial expectation. In fact, buying a Lamborghini at all might be an unrealistic financial expectation, which, you know, given that that is one of my own life goals, I've got it on the board right back here in the bottom corner, is to buy a Lamborghini. I know that that might be an unrealistic expectation, but the desire might not necessarily be the car. It might just be that you want to have that ability to just buy something on a whim just because you think it's cool or pretty or whatever it is. And in that way, you are almost transmuting that emotion. So instead of that being focused outwards on, I want this and I can't have it, you start to understand what the actual underlying desire is. Once you know what that is, you can actually set action steps to get that. For example, if it turns out that your desire is not about the supercar, instead it is about just having enough money, making enough money every single year so that you could just go out and buy something on impulse and not have to worry about not being able to pay your rent next month because you've gone out and bought a large coffee instead of a regular one. And once you know what that is, then it's very, very easy to start to set a structure of how you're going to reach that goal of being able to make an impulse spend. So you might want to be making, I don't know, an extra 20-30 grand a year, and you can figure out how to do that, whether that is starting to side hustle, starting to save more money, cutting down on spending, selling stuff on eBay, changing your career track entirely. You can set yourself action steps on how to achieve that desire so that you won't have that sense of envy anymore. And in the meantime, you're using that envy to motivate you in a direction that you actually want to go. So, to recap, first of all, envy is not a bad thing. Secondly, your envy typically is a desire that you have that is not being met or is not being addressed right now. And the third thing is you can transmute the energy of that emotion to motivation to achieve and meet and address that desire that maybe you weren't fully aware of until you had this wave of envy come over you because you saw your neighbor's Lamborghini. So I hope you have found that useful. I hope you found it interesting. If you have done, of course, make sure to leave your thoughts and feelings and questions in the comment section down below. Make sure to smash a like on this video because it really helps to support the channel, and it really helps to boost this video in YouTube's algorithm so that it can be seen by more people and impact more lives as well. Of course, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this on a regular basis. And if you are starting from zero with your confidence right now, then you can click the very first link down in the description. That is going to take you to my 100% free confidence short course so that you can learn everything you need to know about developing your confidence so that you can double, triple, 5x or even 10x your confidence in absolutely no time at all. And if you are interested in taking your confidence to the very next level and to accelerate your progress towards that, then make sure that you head down to the work with me section in the description of this video so that you can explore my confidence coaching program, arrange a discovery call, and we can talk about whether or not confidence coaching is the right move for you. But otherwise, thank you very much for making it all the way to the end of this video, and I look forward to seeing you in future videos here on this channel very soon.